Hi, Dr. Stacy here. Happy New Year. So this is our seventh advanced business training session. And today we're going to talk about, in our Science of Getting Rich, chapters 11 and chapter 12. And so these are about action. I want to talk to you about this. It's very important that you understand this component in our book. Thus far, we have talked about thinking in a certain way, thinking about what you want, thinking with faith, with purpose, communicating right to God that this is what I want, and having those desires, right? Those deep desires that I want to accomplish this or achieve this or experience this or feel this. And we talked about writing in our gratitude journal and being grateful for things that we have, even though we don't have them yet, as if they're already there, as if we've already experienced them or accomplished them. And we do that through our thought, right? We think a thing. We ended the year last year thinking about, writing about the goals that we wanted to accomplish in 2025. What do I want to earn every week, every month? What do I want my yearly income to be? How many people do I want to enroll? So we're thinking about these things. We're writing them on paper, our goals, as if they're already done, right? We're grateful for these new people that come in, that expand our business, that grow our influence and grow our income. Well, now in these two chapters, chapter 11 and chapter 12, he's going to talk to you about action. So at the beginning of this chapter, he says, thought is the creative power of impelling force, which causes the creative power to act. You have to know that you cannot rely on thought alone. There is action that is included. And at the bottom of this page, he states, a person must not only think, but his personal action must supplement his thought. By thought, you can cause the gold in the hearts of the mountains to be impelled towards you, but it's not going to mine itself, refine itself, coin itself into double eagles, and come rolling down the road seeking its way into your pocket. You must arrange your own business affairs that you're able to receive the blessings when they come to you. Your thought makes all things, animate or inanimate, work to bring you what you want, but your personal activity must be such that you can rightly receive what you want when it reaches you. God blesses your action. Your faith, your purpose positively impress your vision upon formless substance, which has the same desire for more life than you have. And this vision received from you sets all the creative forces at work. And through the regular channels of action, but directed towards you. So it's not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude while you work, while you're doing the action. You have to put forth that effort. That is how you receive the blessings. It's how you receive the people into your life that you've written on paper. It's how you receive the income. It's through your action. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you, but by action, you receive it. You have to put your whole mind into this at the present moment. Act now, no matter where you're at. No matter what your situation is financially, no matter what job you currently have, no matter what your situation is at home, no matter where you're at, it may not be where you want to be, but you have to act and do the best you can now in the situation that you are in right now. Okay? So don't wait for a change of environment before you act. You get the change of environment by action. And I want to share this with you. When I was a school teacher, back in 1997, right, when I first started teaching school, I loved it, loved it, loved it. And then I had kids, and then I didn't love it, love it, love it. But I still was doing the best I could every single day to my ability. I was teacher of the year. I had the largest school library in the entire school corporation. I loved my kids, but I wanted to be home with my own kids, right? Something happens when you have your own children. So I knew when I found out about network marketing that I was going to continue to do the best I could in my job every single day. But I was also going to spend every moment outside of that schoolroom doing the best I could every day to make a difference in other people's lives so that I could make enough money to be home with my kids. Still did my job every single day to the point my principal begged me not to leave. When I told her I was retiring after that school year, I had replaced my income, far exceeded it from reading this book. And I said, I'm retiring. I'm done. I'm no longer going to teach because now I make in a month what it took me to literally 9 months to make. I was making way more money, right? I was impacting thousands and thousands of people's lives, but I also had the freedom and flexibility to be home with my kids and work a business around their schedules. I never stopped being the best school teacher that I could be until the day I walked out the door and I was no longer that school teacher. But I'm still a school teacher. I'm just teaching different people, right, about different things. But your job is to be the best you are right now in your situation, but act on what you want. And so he talks about holding that vision of yourself, that vision of the right business, if held with faith and purpose, will cause the supreme power, God, to move the right business toward you. And your action, if performed in the certain way, will cause you to move toward the business. And that certain way is income producing activity, right? That's where we get into talking to people, right? Messaging with people, texting with people, emailing with people, meeting with people at coffee shops, joining them at events. We are in income producing activity. And so that is what God blesses, right? You're out there putting the work out. You're sharing with people. No attachment. I don't care who God brings me. I do not care who my next business partner, my next friend, my next confidant is. It doesn't matter to me. Bring me all the people that are like-minded that want to work with me, that have the same goals and dreams and visions and helping improve people's quality of life. That's who I want to work with. If it happens to be somebody that I currently know, great. But if it isn't, great. I'm totally fine with that too. There are 8 billion people on the planet. There's 8 billion people on the planet. I'm open to work with whoever God wants in my life. That's my focus, right? So chapter 12 jumps into efficient action. So this is not just action, but this is efficient action. So you can advance only by being larger than your present place. So when you look at this law here where he talks about the physical and mental evolution, right? Social evolution. Things grow, right? Animals grow, plants grow, we grow, organisms grow. He's talking about here in the book that things develop, right? They move beyond where they currently are. And so your job, right? You're getting rich depends upon you applying this principle in your own affairs. Every day is either successful because you've grown, you've learned, you've made a difference, you've crossed things off your list, or every day is a failure. And it is the successful days that get you where you want. Now, if every day is a failure, you're never going to get rich. But if every day is a success, you cannot fail to get rich. But it's about doing things in an efficient way. And we talk about multitasking a lot, and no offense to my men out there, but multitasking is definitely something that women have dominated in, right? But we know women, not me currently, and of course not any of you because you're all patching, so you're all a lot younger than your chronological age. But we know as people age, they're usually not as efficient at multitasking. And so if you have, I'm real big on list, right? I write things down. These are my lists today. You can see there's things crossed off, right, of each one of these because there's things that I've gotten done here. The day's not over. I've got plenty of time. And if I don't get it done today, then I'll get it done tomorrow. It's no big deal. But being efficient in doing one task at a time. If I need to make a phone call, then that is the only thing I'm doing at that time. I am present in that moment. And that's what efficient action is about, being present in the moment. So this is very important that you understand the efficiency in your actions. So you're not trying to do 50 million things at one time and you're like, oh, I just can't get anything done. The phone's ringing, the cat's this, the dog's barking, the neighbors are knocking on the door, like focus. Where am I at? Do I need to get away from my house to go work? Do I need to go sit at a coffee shop by myself? Do I need to go rent an office? I don't know. What do you need to do to make sure what you're doing when you are working your Lifeway business is efficient and that nothing else is distracting that? Because we can get to the laundry later. Of course, you got to let the dog out if the dog needs out, right? But you got to, you have to do your life, but focus in on your Lifeway time and make that efficient action. Okay? So he goes on and he says, if all power goes into every act, no matter how commonplace, every act will be a success in itself. And since it's the nature of things that every success opens the way to other successes, your progress toward what you want and the progress of what you want towards you will become increasingly rapid. Remember that successful action is cumulative in its results. Just like when we're patching, that compound effect of activating peptides day after day after day after day. Your daily, day after day after day after day after day efforts in reaching out to people, in inviting people, in following up with people, they compound over time. That's why you see somebody in the beginning, everybody starts in the same spot, right? We all do. It's those of us that stay consistent with the daily activity with the 333, or I'm the 30-30-30 girl, or right now we're about 300, 300, right? I did a few posts on social media. I'll talk about that here in just a minute. But staying consistent with the reach out, with the invitation, with the follow up, inviting them to watch something, inviting them to watch a recording, attend something in person, meet you for a cup of coffee, whatever. Follow up with them. Hey, it was great connecting with you. Hey, I know you got your patches. What do you think? Have you started patching yet? Do you have any questions? Do you know where to place them? Those things are important and those things compound. And so we all start in the same spot, but it's those of us that are really focused on efficient action and staying consistent with that action that you start to see things change down the road. When you go, wow, I've been in the exact same time that person has, and they're way farther than I am. They've just been very efficient in their action and they've stayed very consistent in that income producing activity, and they haven't stopped and they haven't let the no's and the rejection and the what ifs. What is she going to think? What is he going to think? They've let none of that get in their way. That's the only difference. We all have, and you've heard this from this book, if one person can get rich doing it this way, everyone can. Right? And so we all have the same opportunity. We all have the same network marketing industry we're working with. We all are in Lifeway together, right? We all have the same technology we're promoting. The difference is you. You're the only variable. And so this book teaches you, in order to be efficient, to be rich, to apply these laws, you have to remember that if one person can do it, anyone can do it. And if you're efficient in your action, you're consistent in your action with faith and purpose. Why am I here? To make a difference, to impact people. You have to have the faith and belief, right? Hebrews 11:1, right? Faith is being sure of what we hope for, certain of things unseen. I did not see the end in sight, right? I don't see that, but I'm certain of what it's going to be. I know I'm going to reach my goals. I know I'm going to have all the people on that sheet, or I'm going to reach that rank or that income, because I know I'm going to be efficient in my action. So that leads me into talking about the topic for today, which is social media. Okay. I alluded to that just a minute ago. So when I went to my first event with David Schmidt, which was in May of 2021, that will be my 4-year anniversary, literally a couple days after I found out about the technology, the X39, I immediately, of course, sat there and thought every person on the planet needs this technology, right? Everyone needs this. I looked around the room. There were 250 people in the room. I, at the time, was 47. I was the youngest person in that room. And I thought, these people must understand some form of the technology. Maybe they, can explain it. Maybe they can't. I don't know. But something's working for them or they wouldn't be here. 250 people in the room here in Sarasota back in 2021. And I noticed through conversations with people that they didn't understand how to log into their back office. They didn't know where the app was on their phone, but they were excited about the results they'd had or excited about somebody else's results. And so I thought when I walked out that room that day that I was going to tell the world about this, that I really needed to focus on how I was going to do that. I have been in network marketing, like I've told you guys, for over 20 years. I started in network marketing when I was a school teacher, when there were no text messages. There were emails, but they weren't on your phone. You had to connect to your computer to get to that, right? Remember AOL dial-up? And so I built a business belly to belly years ago. And in my second company that I was in, it was the same thing. We barely had text. We had email, but it still wasn't on your phone, right? It was just barely coming online. And then social media started to come on board back in 2012-ish, 13. And so I learned through the years how to build business online on social media. Trial and error, practice, consistency. That's it. Perseverance. I made mistakes. I learned. I did things different, right? Started over, whatever. But I'm sharing that with you because I did learn how to dominate on social media. Now I don't have a million followers by any means. I'm not like that, but I did very well building my business on social media. I built both companies that I was with offline, belly to belly to the top of the company. And then when I learned social media, of course, that helped to exponentially expand things. So when I looked in that room that day with LifeWave, and knowing that I was the youngest person and most people were in their late 60s, 70s, 80s, right? I thought these people have wisdom. They've lived a lot of life. They've been through a lot of ups and downs. They may not understand how to do things on their phone. Maybe they don't, totally understand how this technology works, but I can work with people that can have a conversation, and I can teach people that will sit down and have a conversation, right? And of course, we have Zoom. We've had Zoom for quite some time now. So I decided I was going to do everything with LifeWave off social media. I was going to do zero post, nothing, because I wanted to prove a point that I could get to the top of this company. If I can get to the top of this company, belly to belly, talking to people, messaging with people, sitting down with people, inviting people to my house, inviting them to a coffee shop, inviting them to a private Zoom, I could do this, then I could teach anybody else to do the exact same thing. Because I watched so many people struggle with social media. Yes, I was really good at it. I worked at it. I stayed consistent with it, but I watched most people fail at it. There was a small percentage of people that were successful on social media. So I got to the top of LifeWave in 1 year. And I did that with no post, no stories, no videos, nothing online. No one even knew on my Facebook. No one on my Facebook knew that I was in LifeWave at all from a post. Now, I private message people. Hey, I've come up with this technology that you've got to hear about. Hey, have you heard of the Holy Grail of healing? Hey, what do you know about? Blah, blah, right. I've sent all the messages. I'd invite them to a private Zoom, or I'd invite them to, have a message conversation, or sit down and have a cup of coffee, or jump on the phone with me, whatever. But everything was done offline until I hit the top of the company at year 1. And I decided then I'm going to do a little here, a little sprinkle, right? But nothing major. When my son Trey decided to jump on board with me 2 years ago, then he decided, let's go on social media. He said, I'm not going to go meet people belly to belly. He was, 18 at the time. He's like, I don't want to do all that. Let's just do online. I'll do YouTube stuff. We'll post on your stories. You can start posting about where you're at with LifeWave, your meetings, your events, that kind of stuff, lifestyle stuff. But let's get online. And I'm like, all right, let's get online. We'll do it. And so, of course, like the list that just came from the last, couple days here post, as literally, that's where we get all of our people, is from social media. They come in, they see his YouTube, or my YouTube videos that he's used, on the YouTube channel and made into shorts. And so they come in and they come from social media, YouTube, or they come from Facebook from watching the stories. They're people that he's messaged. He messaged them all back when he was just starting at age 18. But some of them never responded. They never interacted. Well, now they are all of a sudden, right? Timing. Again, God brings the people to me when they're ready. And so I'm open for whoever, whatever, whenever they're ready. These people are ready, right? They're interested in their health. They're interested in learning more. So let's talk about some tips if you do want to share something on social media. Again, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can be a senior presidential director with LifeWave and never even step foot on social media at all. Promise you can. But if you want to do some things, I want to share some things with you so that way you are able to be effective. So number one, if you have 300 Facebook friends, you need a private message 300 people. I don't care if it takes you 3 months to do that. I want you to send every single person a private message so they know what you're doing, because they're going to hear it from somebody and you want them to hear it from you, right? You want them to be your customer, to feel better, to look better, whatever it is. They want to join you in the business, amazing. If they don't, fantastic. Take them as a customer. I love customers. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers. I love them. They're actually brand partners that have wholesale packs that are cores or above because that's how my customers come in. You guys know that. I don't do the PC thing. But I say this, if you are going to post on social media, number one rule, write this down. Number one rule, do not share anyone else's post. Never, 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 never share anything from some other page to your own. Now, you might be sharing different reels or different cat videos or whatever else. That tells Facebook this person has no relevance. They have no authenticity, and everything they're doing is just copying something else. So we're not going to let anybody see their stuff. So don't share people's stuff on social media. If you want to take something from my page, copy it. That means hold down on it on your phone, right? You hold down and you immediately hit the word copy, and you go to your page and you hit paste, and pop, there it goes. And of course, you change the words a little bit, maybe add some emojis or take some out to make it a little different because it's AI technology. Facebook's reading. If it's word for word, they're going to go, seen that already, not going to let that go out. So make it a little bit your own. But the key thing is that you actually do not use LifeWave corporate or Google graphics of anything to do with the patches. Okay, so don't take a picture of X39 that you got off of Google and put this on your page. It's going to go nowhere. No one's going to do anything except maybe Google this and go find it on Amazon, unfortunately, which we don't want them doing, right? So, which is not compliant anyways. You want to create a conversation. Pretend like your social media is a conversation. You want people to interact with you. You want to pose a question or share a little bit of information and they ask you a question. What is that? What are you doing? So something along the lines of you taking a picture, maybe of just your hand, right? Just take a picture of your hand holding the patch. Doesn't even have to be your face, just your hand. And you say, I finally found the answer I was looking for. You don't say LifeWave. You don't say activation patch. You don't list all the things, bullet points that you've taken off of the website. You just say, I finally found what I was looking for. People are going to inbox you or they will comment on that post and say, what is that? What did you find? What were you looking for? Why were you looking for something? Where was it? Was it lost? What is this? How do I get this? Was that for smoking? Is that for cancer? Is that for pain? What are you doing? They're going to ask questions. And that's what you want. Or maybe you just go on there and you say something along the lines of, I can't believe all my pain is gone. That right there, one post that just says the words, I can't believe all my pain is gone. They're going to go, what? How's your pain gone? Or I can't believe I just slept through the night, finally, the first time in 15 years. That's going to create a conversation. So I want you to think about these things. What are some questions? What results have you had? How could you go back to school? Who, what, when, where, why, and how? These are questions that you can write down, that you can post on your social media. And again, if you want to do a picture of yourself with a patch, fantastic. I think I shared earlier. Put the patch on the back of your husband's neck. Walk up behind him, sneak a picture, post it and say, Harold doesn't know I'm posting this. Don't tell him, but oh my God, he quit snoring. Something along those lines. Every woman's going to inbox you. What made Harold quit snoring? They're all going to want to know. So be fun, be creative, and be open to have a conversation with people, but don't copy and paste graphics, pictures. Don't share posts. Don't do things that you've seen out there because it's not authentic and Facebook will see that and give you no relevance at all. The other thing I want to share with you, if you do want to really engage in social media, is use stories. Stories are so much more powerful than a post. Stories are only there for 24 hours, and stories show you who has seen it. So I'll do 3 or 4 stories a day. My most recent story was of my dogs. My one dog was over here, one dog was over here in the office. And I said, oh, my office assistant's working hard. You know, they were just like chilling, doing nothing. And so just something fun like that. But then I also post my shorts. Well, Trey does. He posts my shorts that he has created from my YouTube onto my Facebook story. You have access to take every video I've ever done. Feel free to grab it, screen grab it, copy it, use it, put it on your story as it's your own. Okay, so don't share my stuff, right? You can record, screen record on your phone. At least I know you can on iPhone. I can watch a video on YouTube, hit the screen record button, and it'll record that and save it to my camera roll, and I can pop it right there onto my Facebook story. The beautiful thing about stories is it shows you exactly who has seen that story. So when someone sees my video, 300-400 people see every video every day. I can look down through and go, ooh, she's not patching, he's not patching, she's not patching. And I can touch their name and it pops immediately to their inbox. And they see that I know that they've seen that video. And I say, hey, what questions do you have after watching that? Or can you believe that's really how this technology works? Or hey, thanks for the love on my story. You can just create a quick little conversation there that gets them thinking, wow, she knows I've seen it. I might as well go ahead and have the conversation with her now. Right? And so the stories are very powerful. If you want to build on social media, use them. Make sure always you're compliant. So we never make any claims to treat or cure anything. Of course, we never say anything we're not supposed to say. The key is less is best, you guys. If you look at my social media, I don't talk about people's success stories. I don't post pictures of people sharing their stories, what's happened to them. I may do before and after pictures, right? With no explanation. Reverse aging protocol, message me, I'll tell you how we've done it. But again, it's curiosity, right? That's what you really want to create with people is that curiosity. So social media can be fun. It can be easy. It can be a great way to meet people. If it's not your cup of tea, then just don't do it. Do what you love. Do what you love. I love doing social media. I love it. I get all kinds of crazy ideas all the time. I have so much stuff saved in my notes section because I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to post this, but you don't want to post everything all at once, right? You want to kind of ride that algorithm and so spread it out. But I love it. It gives me a creative outlet to share things, about exercise, about health and wellness, about, different tools, detox bath or pH strips or glucose monitor. I'm into all the things health and wellness, all the tools. And so I'll post a little bit on there, right? Kind of, that's where these people come from. Drip a little here, drip a little there. I have a private page on Facebook that I direct them to my wellness page. It's just for my prospects. That's it. And so it's just for them to come in and learn things about health and wellness, many different things. Again, I'm not sharing this stuff on my personal page. I want to take them off of that. I want to take them into a private space. I want to send private messages, have conversations. I want them to know I'm here to help and support them in their health journey, right? You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be open to being creative, open to helping anyone and everyone, whoever that is. It may not be your immediate circle of friends. And I'm going to end with sharing this. I was walking on Sunday night, going on a walk with my sister-in-law, and she's watched my journey, all these years in network marketing. She's actually the one that introduced me to network marketing over 20 years ago. She and my other sister-in-law were sure they were going to quit their jobs and be home with their kids, and I was the only one that actually ended up doing it. But they have supported me all these years and been a part of my journey. They love the patches. Both my sister-in-laws love the patches. They're obsessed. But she asked me, she goes, what do you think is the hardest part for people in network marketing? I'm like, whew, that's a lot. It could be a lot of different things, right? But I would say, honestly, overall in network marketing, I look at people, and this is just as a whole, and I say, initially, reaching out to your friends and family, it's easy. Invite them to a patching party, invite them to attend, at a coffee shop or get people together at your house. You know them, right? They know you. It's like, nah, whatever. I'll reach out to the people I know, which is pretty common. That's how we start our business, right? Tapping into that warm market. Well, what happens there is usually, not always, but usually people get stuck after that. And this is what I was telling her. People aren't always open to new friends, new relationships, new business partners. They're not open to it because of some preconceived ideas or thoughts or feelings. What are these people going to think of me? If I have to make new friends, does this person have the same beliefs? Do they have the same values? Do they have the same thoughts that I do? What do they think about me? How much time am I going to have to invest in this relationship, this connection? And so a lot of times people just stop their business, or their business becomes, slower because they're not willing to open up and immediately make new friends. Like I was on the phone this morning, one of Trey's brand partners, a chiropractor that she enrolled, he introduced this technology to another chiropractor. And so he said, hey, talk to Dr. Stacy. She's probably going to be able to give you the business questions, right? That she had the answers and whatnot. So just give her a call. So we jump on the phone. She asks questions. I answer. Boom, boom, boom. I'm driving down the interstate, going home, from the chiropractor myself, 80 miles an hour down the interstate. And she's asking, I'm answering, boom, boom, boom. Immediately I was like, we're friends. We're business partners. I don't know you. You don't know me, but I'm going to start emailing you. I'm sending you information. We'll get connected online. You've got my cell phone. Any questions you have, like, I'm open. Let's be friends. Let's do this. Let's work together. I don't know this. I don't know what this woman looks like, right? I never even met her from anybody, but I'm instantly open to be her friend, to be her business partner, to jump in full force with her. Whatever level she is, whatever she wants to accomplish out of this, I'm there. Are you there? Are you open to have 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 new friends, new business partners? Because if you're not, then the door's closed. They're not going to come in. You're not receiving. When we go back to our book and we talk about that efficient action in chapter 12, you can't receive if you're not open to it. Are you open to new friendships, new connections, new business partners? I don't care what your beliefs are. Like, obviously, I'm telling God up front, like, I want like-minded people. So I know he's going to bring me like-minded people. He always does. That's the deal, right? I want to be connected with more people that are like me, that enjoy the things that I do, helping people, making a difference in people's lives, heart-centered, focused, caring, committed, driven people that are resourceful and fun, right? And so he brings me those people because that's what I ask for and that's what I expect. And they show up. I ask, I expect, and they show up. And so are you asking? Are you expecting? Are you showing up? Because when you do, those people will show up for you. So be open to the new friendships, the connections, whether they're happening online or offline. It's up to you. You build your business however you want. But if you want to build online, please be, aware of the things that really do work. So you are efficient with your time and stay away from those other things that don't work that are just going to waste time, and be open to those new friendships. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed part 7, and I'll see you again next Wednesday for our final part 8 advanced training. Have a fantastic rest of your day.